Hello, hello. Happy Thursday, everyone. Hopefully, everybody's doing great. So, as always, we have Irina Pornova. She's our manifestation coach. We have Bruno, our self love coach. We're missing Kara, our business coach, but she should be hopefully joining soon. She's taking care of business, taking care of business her way. So, quick question, guys. How do you like the title of today's or the topic for today?
I love it because a lot of times, people feel sorry and stay with people who don't, serve them and who are actually pulling them down rather than taking them up. So, yes, it's important to recognize that and see who you want to release and who you want to keep.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sometimes we tend to keep people that no longer help us growth, and we're gonna be talking about that. How about you, Bruno? What do you feel about today's topic?
Yeah. First of all, I just want to apologize because I'm very sick right now. Like I was asleep, and then I woke up and then I came here. So, I would just want to say that I feel like this topic is very good, very important. Because we are the sum of the five friends we are with. That's just plain and simple. And I feel like Irina said, right? It's just it's friends are good because they help you level up. And if you need to sacrifice some people in your life and to be with others, just you should do so. I feel like it's just so important. I feel that I feel like the topic is really good. I really feel like this topic is going to be very, very helpful for a lot of people.
That is absolutely true. We are the sum of the five people that we have closest to us, and let's dive into this. There's people that are. I always believe my belief is that there's people that are there for a reason, for a season, or forever. Okay. And I see life as a train station, Those are the three stops that you have. Season, reason, or forever. There are very few people that are going to go all the way till the end of the train. Yet, there's a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people that you get to see only through a season of life, because they were meant to teach you something. They were meant to be in your life for something. And those are the ones that we have to be really grateful, because that person could be a business partner, could be your ex-life partner, could be a neighbor, could be anybody that at one point or another taught you something. And you have to be grateful for them being in your life and also to see them go. The people there who are there for a season, no longer for a reason, for a season, those are people that you really, really, really want to start doing some value check. Because we all like fast food, right? Right? But we know that we shouldn't be eating that every single day. Same thing with the friends for a season. You love them, they're fantastic, but at one point or another, you gotta set that boundary, and that boundary is what's gonna set them to either being on the forever train till the end of the ride, or till it's done. So my question to Bruno, as a self-love coach, being that friend that is being let go, how should that person approach the situation? Because not like you're firing them, but you are actually putting a boundary. That's all you're doing. And then the other person is the one who decides if they want to stick around or not. What would you think it should be the proper way of handling it with self-love? As the person being let go, not the one making the decision. Let me clarify.
The person being let go. So somebody comes up to me and says, "Look, I don't want you more in my life."
No, like I said, just put a boundary. You don't need to tell them, flat out, I don't need you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're saying that. So okay, just for me to really get this clear, am I
Okay,
the
let,
one?
let me let me give an example. Let's say that you and I don't see eye to eye on many things,
Yes.
and I see that my growth is no longer there every time I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
My growth has stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be bitter because I'm telling you, hey Bruno, these topics we don't see eye to eye, but these other ones we do. Let's keep in touch, but not as often, or just putting a boundary. Hey, how you doing? Every 15 days, when before it used to be every day.
Well, I feel like a person in that situation um, just has to kind of like understand that like people move on with their life. I can be something today and I'm not something tomorrow. People can also do that, right? They shouldn't be like they shouldn't feel that like because people end up feeling left out. People end up like almost like blaming the other person for moving on with their life. That happens a lot, like when it comes to loneliness as well. People's friends end up moving on with their life. You see that, for example, with a lot like with women in their mid 20s, right? A lot of more and more in my generation, you see like a lot of women like changing cities from where they were. They end up with no friends. We see a lot of women, right, with like in their mid 20s, like their friends and like boyfriends, they get boyfriends or they get married or they start getting kids or they start planning to have kids. More and more and more, they start disattaching themselves for their friends and they start really focusing on their relationship, right? Until it turns into marriage and they just really, from then on, they just really start to get focused on their life. And a lot of people, they never end up truly moving on with their life, right? But the problem is that like I see this as priorities, right? Somebody who disattaches, for example, I'm gonna tell people and me, but especially me, if I disattach myself from somebody because the priority that I have, the person does not involve herself in that priority. Like I can continue to see that person, right? But I'm not going to see that person as much, like John was saying, right? That's the whole point of this. How are you going to handle it? But the thing is that in my case, I, for example, just end up seeing the person less and less and less and less and less and less and less because the priority that
I can hear you.
oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, the priority that I'm dealing with just ends up being my true priority, right? And so, for example, I'm going to give you an example, John. And I was actually reflecting about this before like the
The life.
live actually started, right? I was like, I mean, I can be with somebody that I like football with, right? But that's not a priority in my life, right? And so more and more and more, the less the priority of watching football and talking about football, right, will become, the
It's too
less I'm
close
gonna
to your
see them.
mouth, Bruno. The mic is too close.
It's too close.
Yes.
The less I'm gonna end up like seeing that person, right? And so right, so it's just one of those things where um people have to identify what their priorities are. They have to end up like leaving the people that do not fit that profile of the priority, right? And that is okay because you were in a phase where that person fitted into your world. You were also in a phase where you would fit in their world, right? You stay thankful for what that person gave you, for what that person maybe even taught you, for the moments you spent together, but life goes on, right? And if you're not growing and if you're not trying new things and finding new people along the way, right, and cherishing all the things that you had before, even if you have to let them go, because either people let them go or you have to let them go yourself, not entirely, right? That's not your main intention, but eventually things just end up like disattaching themselves slowly but surely, right? And so it's all about being grateful for what you have, right? um, I feel like it would be a waste of time out of every month or every week or every year that you spend time with a person, that you connected with a person on a certain amount of level that at that time was um, enough to make you feel whole, to make you feel good, to make you feel connected, right? And you let it all go. You completely forget the good moments, and you just attach yourself to the bad moment because somebody let go of you, right? Not entirely. You should just keep really the good moments. You should keep thinking about them, and you should be thankful for them to then attract more good moments, but this time with other people, right? On what you're prioritizing now, right? And so we should never really sacrifice our priorities for other people, right? Yes. So yes.
Okay. And how about you, Irina? As a
You know,
manifestation coach, how would you handle the situation of you letting go of that friend? Because you at one point have to envision how your life is going to be with that person or without that person. So how
you
would
know, when we talk about friends, what comes to me, it's not only friends. It's also, it could be family members, it could be partners, everybody. I would make that list inclusive, only for the reason that it doesn't matter when we are growing, we do grow either together with people or we grow apart. And that's exactly how it is. And when we talk from the perspective of manifestation, in order to invite something new in our life, we are going to get rid of something that doesn't serve us. It's either habits or our patterns, and it includes also people, right? So, for instance, if I have somebody that I know, but that person is just in my life, but they do not interfere with what I'm going through, right? They are not trying to teach me what's the right way to handle the life, right? I'm okay to keep them. And like, I can't remember the last time I kind of, like, get rid of somebody per se. But the point is kind of like, you go your own path, you focus on something that's meaningful to you, and like, you allow yourself to be in that lane while others are kind of aside, right? And what's interesting factor that happens with our growth, when we are growing, the people, not everybody understand it, and not everybody accept it. So a lot of times people themselves afraid to step up from the life that they are living, because they afraid how are they going to be perceived by their family, by their circle, by their friends, right? And a lot of times, the friends that are really not true friends, and they start to experience the jealousy factor. That's like, why, like, they are living a better life, not themselves, right? Why my friend is living a better life, not myself, right? But then again, we all have the choice. You always can step up and play a better role in your life, or you could just sit on the sideway and complain about it, right?
Mhm.
And just to understand that concept and allow another person to make the choice that works for them, right? Because all the time it's a free will. People have to understand what it means. It means that we are not advising others how to live the life. We could show them by example how the life could be for them, but it's up to them if they want to do that.
Yes. And now that we have seen both sides of the coin, let's talk about reasons why we should, you know, pull apart from somebody or set a boundary. Who would like to start? Bruno, you want to start? Go ahead. Go for it. You have your mic muted.
Yeah, I have my mic muted because there's can be any noise or whatever.
You're good. Thank you.
So can you hear me?
Yeah.
So why do people should? Oh, okay. So why do people should pull apart, right, from each other? Why should somebody make the conscious choice of pulling apart? Well, right. I feel like again, like you should never sacrifice your dreams for people that don't value them, right? I would never, for example, like this. I don't know if this is gonna trigger people or not, but honestly, I mean, I'm gonna use some like triggering words because I feel like these are the words that I can most describe it. I feel like some people these days they have no shame. I feel like they have no shame. Literally. They have no honor, they have no dignity, and I cannot stand to be around people like that. I respect their decisions, and I respect their I mean, I have to respect, I have to accept. It's not my life, I can, right? But it's one of those things where I don't want to be around it, right? And the best way for me to really be like, look, you were what I thought you were, and now you're not, right? Back then we had values that were the same, but now we don't. And you want to go to a place that I don't, you want to do things that I don't want, right? And I feel that honestly, I am only going to lose with you by my side, right? I am a person who I value my small circle, right? And that's it. And that's the thing. My circle really, like, by the years, my circle was already small. My circle is even smaller than what it was, and it was already small, right? And so I have built all my, like all my friend circle and stuff, out of what I saw, out of what my value. Okay, do my values correspond to this person? Yes. Do we do the same thing? Probably yes. And all that stuff, right? And so it's all about knowing, like, it's not so much about how useful the person can be for you or not, but also about the culture that the person represents, what the person represents, right? Does the person want to win? Do we share the same type of mindset? Do we share the same state of being, right? And especially for me in my 20s, that's super important, because sometimes in my 20s, the people that you kind of meet and you hang around the most are the people that you eventually gonna just keep seeing and meeting more and more and more and more, because the older you become, I don't believe that. I mean, you guys can kind of like debate a little bit on that or give your opinion on that, but I don't really believe that the more you grow up, the more will you have to make new friends. I feel like a lot of people just want to stick to the friends that they had before and just, keep those friendships as much as they possibly can, right? Because to be 50 or to be 40 or 50 or 60 or even 35 or 38 and having to go out and meet new friends, I mean, like, come on. I mean, I feel like that's a bit tough, because when you're 40, you're not 20, right? It's a completely different age, right? And I feel like, especially now, like, keeping my circle as close as I possibly can, right, is the best thing that I can possibly do, because I'd rather take those few people that I count by my hands, right, than taking like lots and start losing them all over, right? The more I grow, I want more stability. This is another thing, is stability, right? You don't want your feeling like, you don't want to be in the middle of your life. You don't want to be like fully focused on what you want to do and achieve your dreams, and in the back of your mind you're overthinking what a person that you're supposed to trust, right, and be like this with, right, did or said, right? You don't want that, right? And so I feel that, like, the friend circle is super important. Sometimes it takes time to really know who you want and who you don't want. But the moment you have that right, you have that right. Simple. That's it.
Oh,
right.
Okay. Perfect. How about you, Irina? Why?
No,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
what comes to my mind, the quote by Nipsey Hussle that says, if you look at the people in your circle and you don't get inspired, then you don't have a circle, you have a cage. And that's so true, right? And that's so true. It just shows that be selective who you're communicating. Even when we start growing, be selective who we share our dreams with, right? Because not everybody understands us and not everybody is going to be happy for us. So always be mindful of that and look at the people that you are around. And if you truly want to grow, like Johnny mentioned, you want to surround yourself with people who also have the growth mindset. And if you really want to expand in your income, then start really socialize with people who are generating huge income. And I'm not saying to kind of neglect the people that you have around. I'm saying get the mentor, have somebody by your side who is already achieved the results you want to achieve, because it's all about the proximity. It's about just be close to the energies, because we are all energetic beings. Be close with the energy, with people who are creating wealth, so it's going to be easier for you to tap into that frequency and create your wealth as well.
That is true. And on my case, here's one thing that I would like to add. Um, my grandfather, he put himself through school in Ecuador, where I was born. School, the morning school was free, the public education. But then night school, it wasn't free, and mainly adults would actually assist. But he was a kid and he didn't have the means, so he used to actually sell candy in the buses. And that's how he raised money to help his mom, because he came from a single mom and many other siblings. And he said that he learned by this, by doing this, putting himself through school, that couple things. Number one, that there's 3 different types of learning, and also that no matter who the person or what level you believe the person is, you can always learn something from them. And I'm gonna go to those 2 topics in a second. Number one, the 3 types of living. He used to know that to live well, you have to have the knowledge of wise people, meaning that you have to be read and have books and grow that way. You have to know how to manage money, your money knowledge. And the last one, but most important of all, know how to live, meaning how you connect with other people. Those were the pillars on which my grandfather grew. And I'm telling you, from a family that was extremely impoverished, he became the first one in the family to have not only one, but several degrees in different areas in the family. He's the only one in the family that has 4 different degrees: one in psychology, another one on sports medicine, another one on law and philosophy. So the only one in the family, and he put himself through the entire school system and everything by himself, by his own doing. There was no father. His mom can barely keep up with keeping all the children alive because not enough food for all of them. So that was the first one. The second thing that I mentioned is that regardless of the person that you have around you, you will learn something, right? From some people, you will learn what you want to do in life. And from some people, you will learn what you don't want in life. And those 2 are very valuable lessons. So whenever I am looking at my circle, because just like Bruno said, and I think most men, I don't know about women, I wouldn't be able to generalize, but about most men, we keep a very close, small circle. Some of us more closer than others. And on the women's side, I would love to hear Irina's point of view. But those are the 2 things that I look at my friends. Am I growing because I'm learning from life, or because they're super educated, or they have the type of success that I want to have? Or am I learning things that I don't want to do in life, or things that I really, really would love to have that they already have achieved? So that's how I choose which friends to keep and which ones keep but not as close. Because remember, you can learn from both of them. So
I love that. But in terms of the friends, like I also had a few friends, and these are the friends till this time. And the idea is that you cannot have a lot of friends. You can have a lot of acquaintances, and you can only have a couple of friends, because friends definition is very, unique, very intimate. And this is the person who you have been through thick and thin, and the person that you could actually relate to and share all your dreams and share all your problems. So those are the people that really always there for you. That's the way I interpret the friendship. And in my case, I had like a couple of friends that I'm still in touch with, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. So, just to make a little parenthesis, Randy, welcome. I see that you posted a comment. So, Irina and you should get together to help your friend on the manifestation coaching.
Randy, thanks for sharing. That's cute. Is that how manifestation works? After she managed to convince two people to agree to something she's been working towards for months now. Yes, Randy, it's all about just staying in that, faith, knowing that the right people are going to hear the message, and just be focused on the process, not the outcome. The outcome is definitely going to come in the right timing. And that's what something we have to train our brain to look into, right? And when we stay in the receiving mode, that's exactly when we are attracting the people, the clients, the money, the attention, and everything else. All good stuff. So keep just staying in the receiving mode, and decide every day how you want to show up in this world, and you'll see how things start changing for you in the best way.
Mm-hmm. That is true. So, Randy, we had her on the show last week.
Yes.
So it was very impactful. So remember, her book is already out, if I'm not mistaken. So go ahead and look for her book on Amazon. And back to what you were saying, Irina, I agree with you. There are people in your circle that you can call just acquaintances, because not everybody can be a friend, and not everybody is meant to know. I don't know, because I know that Irina, you are in New York, and Bruno, you're in Morocco back, or you're still in France? You know you're muted, right? Oh, there you
go. So, I'm in Morocco right now. Yeah, I came back from France. I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, awesome. So I don't know if you know the name Grant Cardone.
Yes,
he's now the nowadays Tony Robbins on the business side, and with his 10x mentality and everything. And I love hearing from him as much as I can. I like to learn from him the messages. I'm part of the Cardone University, but there was an interview done to his wife recently, and they were touching this subject. Because relationships are relationships, no matter if they're husband and wife, friend and friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, relationships are relationships. And she was saying two things. Number one, if you're reaching out to your friends to tell them how bad your situation is with your husband or with your friend or with XYZ, you're already doing a disservice to yourself, because nobody but you can understand what's happening. And then once you do that, you already have tainted that person into the eyes of somebody else. So when you have a friendship, it's not only about you keeping the friends, but also you keeping the friendship intact. But even if you have a disagreement with that friend, be able to either keep it to yourself or find that one or two people in your life that you can actually trust them with your life, that will not actually give you a bad advice, somebody who actually give you wise advice. I was looking at a meme the other day, and this applies for men and women. This is not targeted for women only, but the meme was about why girls, whenever their boyfriends are not doing what they want them to do, why they run right away to talk to their girlfriends and tell them he's not doing this and this and this and this, and then next week they're back together, everything, and she's looking like a clown, and the guy's looking like really bad because now everybody knows their business. You have to be really, really careful and very, very smart and wise on who you speak with. And that was the reason why this topic was brought to today. Should you keep them? Should you let them go? How should you let them go? Because that's a different situation. So we have agreed real quick today, just because of time, and we can actually keep going on the next time about this one. And then I would love to hear Kara's point of view. But you have to have, number one, a close circle of friends, very, very close. I think, based on what I have learned on different leadership books, it should not be more than 5 people. 5 is like the max. And then from there on, everybody else will be at a different level until you get to acquaintances and whatnot. Does everybody can agree on that, or yeah?
Absolutely. 5 or less.
Yeah. The next thing that we should take on from today is what Bruno was saying. You are the average of the 5 people you have around. So do your best to not be the one on the bottom. Because guess what? You're going to be the next one let go. Because they cannot grow from you anymore. So don't think that, oh my God, I want to be the one on top. No, because then you're not growing. And you also don't want to be in the bottom, because guess what? The other 4 are not going to grow. Try to be somewhere in the middle. Agree with that? And the last lesson that I think we should take about this is that, in this I say wholeheartedly, because society nowadays has made it, unfortunately, normalized that people are discardable, that you can get rid of them, like if that person has no value. Everybody has value. Every single person has value. So be kind. If you're the one letting go of somebody, let them go in the way that you would like to be let go. You know, you wouldn't like to be called one day, hey, John, you know what? I'm not growing from you. You know, we don't see eye to eye. We're done. You just don't call me. Don't be mean. Don't be messed up. Literally, if that's the situation, sit with that person. Look, if that's somebody that is like a true friend, one of those 5, sit down. Hey, look, I've noticed that we're not in the same page on this. Let's keep up with what we're on the same page, and let's leave those topics out, because I don't feel growth for the moment. So give that love to the other person. Because of time, we have literally 4 minutes. Does anybody want to add something in a minute or less?
I want to invite everybody to my event that's going to happen on May 8th through May 21st. It's called Supercharge Your Manifesting Powers, which teaches you so many things, how you can manifest successfully. I have 28 experts who are going to be sharing their wisdom, tips, and tools, how they manifested something, as well as you can implement these tools to manifest better, as well as have the free gifts, over 5,000 in free gifts. So there is nothing to lose for you but to gain. It's a complimentary event. Just register for it. You do not have to allocate the time, because it's going to come every day into your inbox. 2 interviews per day. You can consume 1 hour a day, and it's going to be a mind-blowing and life-changing for you. So register www.lifepalette.net /supercharge, and I'll see you there.
Awesome. You cannot miss it, guys. Bruno, you were mentioning something. 1 minute or less.
Yes, sir. So basically, you know, like, for example, if you're here and people are here, don't downgrade your value, right? everybody has value, but you can never downgrade your own value, right? Because you never win by going down. You always win by going up. And if people truly want, and if people are inspired by what you do or what you don't do or whatever, they'll try to meet you there. If they don't want to meet you there, because sometimes the only thing people want is attention. That's all they want. They want attention. And so sometimes the only way people can truly get attention from you is not even with their wins, it's with their losses, right? And so never downgrade your level, right? I feel like that's one of the greatest boundaries like people can literally have.
Mm-hmm. That is absolutely true. Thank you, Bruno, for sharing. And the last little message, Randy says, it's out, it's out. So paperback, hardback, and ebook are right now on Amazon. The link is right there. So take advantage of having more tools for you to grow and take that book. And last, I would like to thank everybody. I want to apologize for today's delay on the show. The system that we use no longer streams to groups, so I'll be figuring out a way to fix it. I want to thank everybody, and we're going to keep talking on this subject on our next meeting. Love everybody. Have a great weekend, which is coming up. Today is a mini Friday. Enjoy your Friday. Love your family. Love your friends. Talk to you all soon. Bye.